today's video, I thought I would do a new journal page. I'm going to do it on over a double page. And I've come up with these two, which should work quite well for my theme. So a little while back here in Queensland, we had a cyclone come through. First one in 50 years in this part of the world. And I have lots of photos that I want to scrap about all different parts of the cyclone over the 4 or 5 days, whatever it went for. That we got shut down, told to stay home, you know, the before, the during, the TV, the empty shelves, all sorts of stuff. So I thought I would do a page all about that, but having so many photos, they're not all going to fit on 2 pages. So what I thought, I might create a bit of a flip that sits in the middle that will pocket, create a pocket as well, so I can scrap on both pages. I was thinking about using this vellum envelope that I've got. So my thought is to pop it in the middle of these pages, and I will tape it down on either side, but use it as an extra page, as well as scrapping a piece that'll go in here that will also have a little bit of hidden journaling and some hidden photos, but you can still see that they're there. So I thought that might be a fun idea to be able to, you know, use a lot of photos. Like this was all about the food we ate. We ate like kings for a couple of days. It was nice to have my daughter home who loves making gourmet sandwiches, and we had a cheese board one night for dinner. So luckily we didn't lose power, so we were fine. But I thought I could document all this sort of stuff on the pages, yeah, and talk about lots of little things that happened. So that's my plan. Let's see if it comes together. All right, so I'm going to pop this to the side to begin with, and I thought I might start with this page to begin with. So there's lots of like this yellowy, greeny sort of colours amongst my photos. So I thought I would start with those. That's a couple of pictures of flooding that was around our area. That's quite bad. But I'll put that on a different page. I think I'm going to put that on this page, so they'll go on a different one. These are 2 photos. So this is the before. We were waiting for the cyclone to come, and this was during, with all the rain. You could hardly see the neighbour's house across the street. So yeah, a little before and after. What's this one? This one is of our local Kedron Brook that's very close to us. This was a Facebook post about how quickly the water came up on the brook, which is pretty interesting really, how, you know, that was only a couple of hours later. Oh, that's only about an hour later. No, sorry, a day later. It's 24 hours it took to go from that to that, which is pretty remarkable really. What else have I got? I've also got, we were told to store water. My daughter went a bit crazy on the filling up. I think she filled up every drink bottle we own, which was funny, but we didn't use half of it, so, which was funny. Anyway, so yeah, so I thought this one I might leave that one for later, even if I do a bit of a before, put all this in somehow. I'm not sure how, but yeah, try and do a bit of a before, during, all that sort of stuff. So I've got some scraps as well that I thought I'd use. This is from some Vicki Boutin scraps. I've used the other parts of the scraps. I think this is Print Shop, these papers, but I've got bits left, so I thought I'd try and use the bits because they sort of work in with the colours, so, which could be fun. That's my thinking anyway. We'll see how we go. And then I've got lots of other little bits. I thought these things might match, but you know, we may use them, we may not, who knows. There's lots of things in there, some dictionary pages. Yeah, I thought I'd run with it and see how we went. So I might start with this page and get underway. So the first thing I probably want to do is cut off this strip. That's a bit cute on the other side. But I will cut off the paper strip on that side, so I thought I could use a bit of this sort of thing, maybe down that side, and then we play with this a little bit to make it all work. But not sure how I'm going to do this, but let's play and see what we can come up with. I feel like I need something in the middle there. What can we find for the middle? That's too pink. Actually, maybe that's where I put a bit of journaling in that middle part. But that is my thinking, to do it sort of this kind of way. Fill up some of these little bits. Bit of a before and an after. It needs to go over. Maybe I'll put it right on the edge. Do it that way. Because the green sort of goes with all the greenery, the green on this little bit. It's not too bad. Maybe a bit of blue actually. Some cardstock. Let's see, I might back this one in it and see how we go with that. Yeah, it's got a little bit of the colour in it. All right, let's start there. Again, I always try and pick colours that are a little bit... It's a bit hard with this because there's so many different colours. That's why I sort of went for this print shop. It's got a bit of all sorts in it, and it should tie in most of the colours, which will be fun to see if it works. Because I do like a bit of matchy-matchy, but if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It's not the end of the world. All right, that looks pretty good. Let's trim that out. Ooh, went a bit funny there, didn't I? It's not very straight. Might just have to trim him down a little bit. I don't want him too big a border anyway because he needs to fit in the space. So let's get rid of all that stuff. Which is good. Which is fun. All right. I feel like I want to see a little tiny bit of green there. Then pop that on. Maybe I'll put it on the other side. That might work better. And we've still got something hanging out. Yeah, that looks better. And maybe only part of this. Ooh, he just fits. Alright, let's move this over a little bit. That could work. That could definitely work. Oops. Straighten that up a little bit. And then I think I might add something in there a bit later. I just got to work out what. Alright. Happy with that. I could always go a bit of this somewhere. We'll find out. Okay, I think I want to start sticking. Let's do that. Start sticking and see where it leads. Okay, do all of these. Right, okay. Let's get this part stuck first. That's probably the most important, right? Get the base put in. Just to get underway. It's a good thing about scraps. You can use them behind, it doesn't matter what shape they are. Even if it's a little tiny piece poking out, it's all adding colours and textures and things like that to your background. So It all adds to the look and the feel of your layout, especially with a paper like this that's so busy. It looks like you've gone to a lot of effort, but it's the paper that's doing all the work. Does anyone else have no fingernails and you decide that you, oh, that's so annoying. You have to use a pair of scissors to get the tape off? Just me. All right, let's put this in here. So we want to show a little bit of edge on there. That looks pretty good. Pretty happy with how that's sitting. All right, then we want to add this piece. We're going to put it this way, I think, won't we? Yeah, that looks good. Actually, this one, I might use just a glue stick to hold it down a little bit. It might be easier than trying to tape it. All right, although once it's stuck, right? Whatever happens here happens. Move that over a little bit. That looks pretty good. Happy with that. All right, let's add some more tape to these. I might run that through the middle. It's pretty long. Okay. Again with the scissors. Okay, I've got to work out where this one's going. So he sits underneath. That's okay, as long as I can see the Alfred part. I think that's okay. Yeah, let's do that. Stick that down. And come back in on the other side. Tuck this under a little bit. That'll save a little bit of space as well. And you'll still see everything. So you've sort of covered the area, which is a good thing. And this is sort of was a post on Facebook actually, and I just sort of screenshot it at the time that Alfred was making landfall, which was cool, but there's a lot of words there, so might have to pop something down in here just to break that up a little bit, but we'll see where we end up. Looks good. Like that. Happy with that bit. Alright, so I feel like we need something in here. I might have a look for some labels. Got lots of little labels in here that may work. Just got to find one that sort of fits the right colourings and big enough to sort of fill a bit of a area. I'm sure these are going to be quite big enough. No, wrong colour green. Not that colour today. Oh, that could work. Ooh, might keep that for later. He might work on one of these pages. Favourite black ones. That would actually be perfect, wouldn't it? Especially if I put a bit of something in behind it. Okay, let's run with that. That will work. And I've got plenty of journaling space. Probably going to put lots of little journaling labels and things on it, just so that I can add journaling about each little part of it, a little story, because you're telling a story, right? So it's always good to write something about what you're talking about, or what you're trying to portray to whoever's looking at your journal. Yeah, that's okay. That looks pretty good, except I left a bit of white on that corner. That's it. Let me tuck that. Actually, I'll tuck that in behind there. That's good. What do you think? Think that works? I think that works. Ooh, got to remember I need to put a title on this as well. Let's think about that first. Let's put, what about some of these? These might work because there's a bit of those colours. Or do I leave that there and then start putting the Cyclone? Yeah, that could work. All right, let's see how big they come out first. These, I haven't even opened these yet. I like these. They sort of go with anything, don't they? They are just American Crafts stickers. They're called Maggie. So I thought I might add a few of these. Let's see how this works. Ooh, they're ones that lift a bit. Oof, don't love those. That could work. Let's see. Let's see how far Cyclone goes across. C, Y, C, L, O. Ooh, I hate that when that happens. O. Anyone else hate that? And I leave the stick a bit behind. Be very careful pulling these off. Well, there we go, got that one. This means I've got to stick the other one on. Ooh, I like that. Do you like that? That looks pretty good. Not too big, but you still see it. And then I think I might put Alfred on here. But I don't know if I'll use these. I think I might mix it up and use a different colour. I might use black ones. I've got these ones I haven't used too many of. These ones have got white on one side, black on the other. They're thickers, American Crafts thickers called Tuxedos and Tiaras. Which are a bit glittery, but doesn't really go with the Cyclone, or does it? But they're the right size, so that's what I like about them. Now I'm going to spell it backwards. Alfred, pick the middle out of that bit. Pop these in here. ED. F-R-E-D, so Cyclone Alfred. What do you guys reckon? Are they too small? Do they blend? What do you think I should do? No, I'm undecided. Alfred is going to fit in there, and I could definitely put him in there. I just feel like I need something a bit different. I think Cyclone Alfred and all of these is going to be too much. All right, let's put it on and see what we think. And then we can always pull them off and put the others down. I'm always so indecisive about letters. I don't know why. Sometimes things pop, sometimes things don't. A L. A Alfred. They're very sticky. These ones are good. I think I need to leave them black. I think these are going to be too big. A bit of variation is good, and I think these ones will take up too much of my photo. Black it is. Let's not overthink it. Let's just run with it. Right, I'm liking that. And then I can go and underline that as well, or add some embellishments to make it stand out a little bit more. I think that's the go. Okay, and guess what? I haven't stuck this down, so I probably should do that, shouldn't I? Yeah, let's do that. I'm just going to do that with the glue stick, actually. A bit easier. Pop him in under there. So we've got plenty of place to write. And then I've just got to I only sat them on there, so I think I might push them down a little bit now. Yeah, I think so. C-Y-C. Oh, that one's done it too. You think they'd get better at that so that it didn't rip off like that? So you've got to stick it all the time. Oh well, it is what it is. That's the one that has got no sticky on it. So I'm just going to use a glue stick on him. If it comes off, I'll use PVA. Quite liking the glue stick. It's good because it doesn't leave too many marks, though it's left lots on my fingers. It doesn't leave too many marks, but it also is easy to get off. So if you need to change something or move something, it's not the end of the world. You can sort of pull it up a little bit. I quite like using the glue stick for that very reason. Oh, he's stuck. Don't think he needs too much sticky. There we go. That looks pretty good. They're all nice and stuck. And these ones are stuck pretty good actually, so happy with that. That looks good. Then I can just add some little embellishments and bits to that. So happy with how that's looking. Next I probably need to stick this in and get a bit of a idea of what I'm doing. So what I'm going to do is just stick it with invisible tape and go. The good thing about invisible tape is it's easy to get off. It doesn't rip too much. And down the track, I can always stick some washi or something over it so that it works. Although I'm going to have to pull him up a little bit. You know what the easiest way to do this is to probably stick it on like so. So you can see it a little bit. It's only a little bit though. And then work out where I want to put it. I want to put it there, somewhere in the center. Even? Yeah, it's roughly about right. Stick at that end. And the good thing about this tape is you can't really notice it. Especially on pattern paper you can't. On cardstock you can notice it a little bit. But it does the job. It does what you need it to do. So that's why I quite like this stuff. Use this side a bit longer. Sort of run it down the center a little bit first. That's it. And stick it. So you can hardly see that. You can hardly see that on that page. See that? It's pretty cool. Quite like that. I like that it sits like that. So, good thing about it, invisible or magic tape. I can't remember what it's called. Doesn't say, although this is the other version. This is the J. Burrows one. But I know that Scotch has got one as well, and I quite like. All right, so my next little page here, I thought I might do this page about food. So these were 2 lunches that we had. Ella made her famous gourmet sandwiches, which were delicious, which was nice. Do we use the same paper or do I mix it up a little bit? I'm thinking about using some more of this just to break the background a little bit, so you can't see everything inside there. That way it all ties in as well. You can always tear a bit more of this so it sort of sits on the edge here somewhere. That's better. And stick that on. Even if I do it that way and leave a little label or something down the bottom. Yeah, that's quite cute. So it's a good way of adding, especially if you've got a lot to document, but you don't want to use too many pages in your journal. It's a good way of, yeah, doing that, which is good. Lots of surfaces to add photos to, I should say. That's what I'm trying to say. All right, so that's going to hide that a little bit, but you're still going to be able to see in it. That's good. I probably should have done that with, actually, I should have done it with my glue stick, shouldn't I? On the corners. I would stick it down. Beautiful. Oops. Just a bit of paper. All right, that goes back in there. Okay, let's put some tape on these, and then we can just keep adding to it, I think. Is that what you do when you scrap? Do you start with a bit of an idea, then run with it, or what do you do? How do you start? Do you pick a colour that works with all of the photos, or and then I usually just keep adding. I find things that work, match the right theme, yeah, and just keep adding, a bit like mixed media really, adding lots of layers until you're happy with how it comes out. So I thought I might add that piece to the bottom. Maybe I need to move it over a bit. Oh, that's great. I like that. Liking how that's coming out. So I'm going to do a little label, maybe on the top. There's more room on the top. It goes with that. Pick another label in here. That will work. Something green, I reckon. Do you reckon green? Yeah, I reckon green. That should work okay. That might work. Liking that so far. I'm not going to stick it yet. It's the same colour as the grapes, but I'm liking that, and it works with this background as well. So let's go with that. I'm going to come back to this bit. I'm going to turn the page. So far we've already used 5 photos. That one's going to be in there. It's going to be 6. So then we're going to flick this over. And I think I'm going to mimic what I did on this side with that scrap paper down the other side. So the only problem is they're both on the same side, but does that matter? Not really. I don't think it matters too much. I might move it over slightly though, because if I'm going to put some washi tape down here, we don't want this too close to the edge, because I still want to see a bit of this yellow, because there's that yellow that's sort of, yellows and greens that are sort of mixed in amongst. So that's my thinking. So I thought I would, let's stick the base down, and then we can just work out what else we're going to put in and around it. No rhyme or reason to my sticking. It's just wherever the tape fits. That will do. And once it's stuck down, no one knows or cares what it looks like underneath, right? Because you're not going to see it. So it's always a good thing. Is a bit long, isn't it? Okay, so I'm going to pull this bit in a little bit. So if we decide to put some tape there, it'll work okay, which will be good. Yeah, so far so good. Okay, now that that's stuck down, let's see what photos work in here. So this is this photo, but the rainy version. So what I might do, I might add some more dictionary paper. So this paper that I have just used here is out of a dictionary. So when I went to the Lifeline Book Fair a couple of months ago, I bought this giant dictionary, which is fantastic. It's very white. I wanted one that was quite white on the inside that would sort of go with everything. So Yeah, I really like it. So I thought, oh, I'll use some more, another page of this, and pop that in. It's going to take a while to go through, right? It's pretty big. But it's a great handy little tool, and you can, you know, you can rip it to whatever size. It's definitely in the eye of the beholder, right? When you go and get something, especially at those book fairs, when you go in search of something for a reason. The poor lady who served me probably thought I was going home to read the dictionary, but that was not the case. It's definitely the art version, which is, you know, good. I really like that the art version gets, oh, how good does that look? Love it, love it, love it. So, except it's a bit wonky, but that is my thinking. So, yeah, so that's the photo, the same as this photo. This was a day before, this was the next day, once the rain had begun. And the bottom photos here, I've got Ella, my daughter, and our cat, Bud. They played a lot of Minecraft and stuff on the Xbox, a bit of Fortnite, and Bud loves to cuddle on this lounge with Ella. So, and then I looked over at one point while I was scrapbooking, and they were both asleep. So it's all about documenting the story, right? What happened at the time. So let's stick this down. So that did not go in completely to plan, but you know what? We can make it work. No one's going to see it. Once I stick a photo on the top, it's not the end of the world. It will work. So then you know, you've got all your little bits. You can use those to, you know, sit down the sides of photos to add a little bit of, you know, dimension, difference, texture, break up a pattern on a paper, whatever works. That's what the joy of scrapbooking is, that everything's so versatile. There is no rules, and you just run with what you have, and it's all about the eye, right? You want to sure that you're happy with it to your eye. So, and you know, the most important thing in your journal is your eye, really. It's your journal. You can do whatever you like with it. There you go. That's too wide. I'm going to have to rip a bit of that out. Behind the photo, so you're not even going to see it. So I've just tucked it in. I've already added a few of these little tabs here, there, and everywhere. So I thought I would just tuck the photo under the tab, so it looks like I've put it in afterwards, which I haven't. And then work with this part. I think I need to leave the outside on that bit. Yeah, that's good. What do you think? Look all right? Or do you think I should angle it slightly and make one higher, one lower? That's all right too. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. I'll do it like that, so that you've got a bit of both. I'm not typically a angled photo person. Lots of people do. I see that quite often, that people like to angle. Oh, I'm very straight. I don't know why I'm very straight. I think it looks, you know, like that's very straight, although that's not. That's on a slight angle. But I wouldn't put it like that, if you know what I mean. It's, you know, it depends on what you like, really. But I do see a lot of scrappers put things on angles, and I don't know. I think you're going to have to turn your head to look at it. So yeah, tell me what you do. Do you do that? Do you put things on angles and see how they work out? You see, but that works, right? So that seems to go okay. So let's do that. It's a slight angle. Going outside my comfort zone here on a slight angle. But yes, generally I'm a bit of a straight scrapper. It's what your eye likes, I suppose. Now I want a little bit of that showing, and a little bit of that, I think. Yeah, actually I don't want them to both finish at the same spot. Yeah, that's okay. I think that looks all right. Not bad at all. So we're going to use this one up here, and I want to expose a bit more of the paper on this one, I think, because the background's a bit plainer. it stands out a little bit more. So I think it's such a gorgeous paper. I love some of the patterns that Vicki Boutin does. Just love them. I love her style. She's very up my alley, which is good. Love everything she creates. So I thought I'd move this one over to the side so we've got a bit more exposure. And because this is open a little bit, I thought even if I do journaling about this on this end, I can always put another little thing at the top if I need more room. So actually I'm going to run with another black one. That way it'll tie in with this one. These are just some printables that I printed off Pinterest, I think it was. Freebies. And I tell you what, these are my most used printed labels that I use. I love these ones. You can never go wrong with black. And they're good sizes. Like sometimes you want to write a lot, sometimes you don't want to write a lot. These are also off the same sheet. So they've got the small ones. I think there's some like this. I think there's some that's a bit half size as well. They're just all different ones that I really like. So yes, if you're looking for label-y kind of things, check out Pinterest. They have some very cool downloads at times. You've just got to do a bit of searching. But that's how I found these. So they're great. I don't know about you. I can never find stickers, like label stickers that are big enough usually. Like a lot of them are this sort of size. I like something big that I can write a bit about. So again, I'm going to tuck that down under here so the bottom is sort of a little bit exposed. It's really sticky. Yeah, that's better. Put it so that I've used the maximum amount of space there. There we go. That way we've got a little bit of paper on that side. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I like that. Let's do that. Let's stick again. I want to cover my photo slightly. That looks good. Happy with that. That's cute. Coming together, isn't it? So then I think on this page, I'm going to do a bit of the flooding photos. So this is our local area near Downie Park, if anyone's daughters played netball. Downie Park's a very big netball association in the middle of Brisbane, not far from the Royal Hospital. And this intersection goes underwater every time. So this time it did not go into this centre, but it has flooded this poor little creative business. It's called Our Space, and they do like pottery classes and all sorts of stuff in there, and they've got a coffee shop on this side. So every time it rains, this shop is the lowest point and it does go under. But it's in such a great position that people still rent it and still have their businesses and stuff in there. So yeah, anyway, they're back in business. They're back open again. So they had a lot of help from the community with gurneys and stuff like that to clean it all out. And yeah, they were back up and running a couple of days later. So the resilience of people is amazing with what they'll go through. So I'm going to make this one a bit bigger, I think. Just going to tear it down to size. We don't need that corner. And then we'll tear it to whatever we need it to. So yes, I'll write a little bit of a story about these two. Yeah, I think I need to tear a bit more off this side. That's better. It's looking good. All right, I'm going to sticky that down again as well. Pop that down there. Actually, let's pull that out. I'm going to do the other one. I left it close. That's close to both sides. Yeah, I might leave it closer to this side, so that way if I do put some tape down here, it's not going to cover all of this, which should work okay. Oh yeah, I did that one on the top, so maybe I'll do it that way again and do the same thing on the other side. All right, let's stick these down. Pop those in. Then we can, There's all the placements down. How do you do it? Do you put all your papers down and then add your embellishments later? Do you do title first? You know, your papers, photos, title, then embellishments, and, you know, jazz it up a little bit? Or how do you do it? Do you have a plan when you scrapbook? Do you have a plan where you want the photos to go, or do you follow a sketch maybe? And make things really easy. Sketches are great for that, especially if you're stuck for ideas. Sketches can be fabulous to get you started. Where's the other one sit? He sits up there. Yeah, I think that's okay. Yeah, it's all about making things easier. I think I'm going to use the red one. There's a bit of red in there, so I thought I'd use the red. It's the red journaling spot. I'm not sure. I think it's out of a pack or something. It's like a die cut, this one. It's not actually a printable that I normally use. But yeah, I like printables for that very reason, because you can get them in so many different colors, or these are like cut aparts that you can use for journaling. There's all sorts of stuff in here. That's a sticker that I've chucked in as well. But I find this very handy when you're doing layouts. You can usually find something that'll work with whatever you're doing. These little containers are from Kmart actually. They're only a couple of bucks. And I've got a stack of them. So I've got this one that's got like all little labels in it. And then I've got another one that's got words. So some of them are printables. Some of them are out of kits. I think that's out of a Vicki Boutin kit. Or a collection, I should say. Yeah, there's a bit of all sorts that's in here that are very handy for putting on layouts. And I love that they fit fabulously in these little containers. And I just labelled them what they are. So this one's words. This one is labels, and I've got another one that is like little icons, which are like butterflies, hearts, printable that I can punch things out of. Yeah, a bit of all sorts in there. So, you know, and these are out of a pattern paper that you could cut out, put in whatever. So, yeah, I quite like these. These are handy, and these stay on my desk all the time. So, yes, they are very helpful. They're some of my most used little bits, I suppose. That's generally how I put my layouts together. Look in my bits and run with that. So I want to use as much of that as I can. That's it. That should work. So that sort of works in. I'm quite happy with how this is all, the layout's all coming together. Quite like that. Let's clean up this mess a little bit. Before I keep going though, I might add this. That's what we picked out before. I quite like this. This is cute. And how good is the colour match? I know I've got one here, but I think there's too many on one page. It would fit perfectly there. Really perfectly. Or do I put it on the top of this one and cover up too much? I think it needs to go on this page. Too bad if it's got two little labels. There's one there and there'll be one up here. So I've got a little tiny stapler. I've got nothing on the next page, you know, so we can work around that, which will be cool. Staple that down. Just always make sure that what you've got on the other side as to what works and what doesn't work. Okay, yeah, I like that. That came out nice. And it blends in with the colours. Hey, it's got two. I'm okay with that. All right, I might add some more bits to this page. Got this little, sort of came out of this, leftovers out of this kit. So I'm thinking maybe that can go there, because you're only looking at water on that particular one. I like that, and I've got a few leftover flowers and things from this particular, oh, there it is, there's one. That's what I was just looking for. That works with, I think that word goes well. It looks quite good. Happy with that, I think. Right, that's looking good. So I think I'm going to stick that down. Happy where that is. Oh, and it came flying out. Pop that under there. Adds a bit of a difference, which is good. And then I'm going to pop this one underneath as well. So, which is a bit of a contrast. So the blue with the pinky greens. There's sort of pinky greens on this side. So it'll all tie in together. I think I'll put this one at the top here. I'll stick it that way, so it sticks out a bit more that way. Gives me heaps of room for journaling. That looks good. I like that. So then I probably need something else on this side to give it that, you know, even things up. I found this little scrap bit. I really like. This was on the back of that, the strip on the top of the paper that I cut off right at the start. And I think I'm going to use it just to break up this bit of darkness here. Actually, I might do it that way because there's so many pinks and things on that side, and add it to that side. I like that. I think that looks cool. I'm just going to do it to the end of the photo, I think, so it sort of frames it a little bit. I think by putting the blues and things on this side and the pinks on this side, it all still works together quite well. I like that. It breaks a bit of that up, which is good. All right, what else have I got? I've got a couple of these little flowers and things, but I think he gets a bit lost. He's too similar. Do you think? Again, he's still a bit similar. I think he needs to stand out more. I'm going to leave that one. Got another one here, this pinky coloured one. That one's all right. Well, there's not much pink. Well, there's a bit pink in the photo, but yeah, I don't mind that. Let's use that piece in there. Sticking, plonking. See where we end up. And I really like this heart. Where am I going to put it? I feel like it should go on this side somewhere. It's got a bit of blue. I think I need a bit of blue on this side. All right, I'm going to leave a little tiny white border around this guy. It'll make him stand out just a little bit more, rather than just going around the blue. I think he'll pop a bit more. Let's run with this heart. I loved this paper. This paper is divine. That is my kind of heart. Oh yeah, I like that. Yes, yes, yes. So it comes, it's also from that print shop paper, the Vicki Boutin stuff, and it comes in a huge amount of colours. This is not a new range, it's been out for ages, but the colours, oh, divine. Beautiful, beautiful colours. So I might even add a few more of these actually. What colour do you think I should do on this one? Maybe some greens. Do you think? Yeah, maybe something like this. A bit of green in there. That's the only thing. All these holes in it from the colour that you want. Oh, don't go too close. A bit of a hole. But yes, I really, really like these hearts. They're a bit funky. Yeah, they come out really nice. That's probably why I like Vicki Boutin even more. She has such nice papers, stuff that you don't have to do too much to. Now he looks too big, doesn't it? That could work. I think it's too big though. That's a slightly smaller one. That one looks about the same size, doesn't it? Yeah. Like this one. No, that one's a bit smaller. I might use the smaller one. What do you think? I think that green's better though. He matches okay. Yeah, nah, not sure. Or do I do a couple like that and then put the big one there? Let's do that. Quite like how that looked. After all that, I used the same one. Who knew? And then I'm going to stick these ones down because I really like this. Ties in with the blue on both pages. And I'm going to cover that staple slightly so you can't see it. But it's just adding a bit more oomph. And yes, I was going to leave a bit of this for journaling, wasn't I? But not now. Yeah, that's cool. I like that. Came out groovy. That way I'm sort of incorporating both colours into both pages. That's good. What I might do, I'm going to stick, I've fished out this washi tape, and it's just a script one. There's a bit of script on the side, bit of natural. I thought it would go really well with this. I really like this this tape. Yep. I'm going to stick sort of a bit of half-half. Tear on the bottom. Do. It's sort of in the middle. It's much better. So it covers up that magic tape anyway. You wouldn't even know that was there. So let's do that on the other side as well. Gone a bit higher on this one. Stick my fingernail in the middle to make it stick, and then I can just do the rest. Again, tear it off just a little bit. Yeah, this is a good sticky washi. It's a little bit on my photo, but it doesn't matter. It blends. It works pretty well. I've got a little overhang piece that's going to get sticky. I'm just going to trim that bit off. That's better. Look at that. See? Looks like it totally fits in there now. Totally goes. And it's a bit better sticky wise, which is good. Yeah, it's good. Yes, I've had that one for a while. I'm not sure what's on that washi tape. It's just got a bit of print, a bit of all sorts on it really. But it's a great colour. I like that it goes with everything. It goes with this, it goes with background, those colours, which is good. Right, I'm going to stick this down as well. Put that one in place. No, I'm going to centre it. Be different, centre it. That's looking good. So I've still got 1, 2, 3 left on there. So I thought what I might do is use a little bit of, this is some packaging, but it's a bit thicker than normal cardstock. So I thought I might cut a piece a little bit smaller so that it's easy to get in and out. Let's grab a pencil and work out where the top goes. There somewhere. Leave it a little bit smaller. And just cut a bit off the edge. Like that. Grab my cutter, cut that top part off. This one's not very flat, but that's okay. And this corner off. I think that will work okay. It's got to fit in here and be able to pull out. Oh yeah, that's good. And it still closes, which is great. But it's a nice thick, sturdy piece, which is good. So then I thought maybe I should cover it in some pattern paper. So my thinking is, I really like these dots. Same range, but I really like this. Maybe cut a piece with all the dots in it, which could work quite well, I thought. So I sort of want this little bit here. As long as I cut it to roughly where I want it. And then I thought I could layer it. Alright, let's hope that fits nice. Oh, slightly too big. Beautiful. That's good. Alright. So, I might just put a bit of glue stick on there. Cover it with this. Put it in that corner. That corner. It's pretty good. Oh, I didn't do too bad. Didn't get it too wrong size-wise. So I'm just going to trim off the little edgy bit. You could also just stick it down, but the fact that I wanted all the dots is hence why I did it that way. Did it a little bit differently, which is cool. I like. That looks cool. Beautiful, still fits, excellent. And then that'll show through a little bit on there as well. So you've got your colours that are still, you can see them in the background a little bit as well. I like that. So then I'm going to do one of these on here. They're not all about the same group. These are the 3 that I've got left. So this is about the shopping, going down the aisles. This was the long life milk, and there was none left after it. So thinking that might go on that page. So I just need something to go on the back of this one. I think that might be too red. Yeah, too red. What about some craft actually? That might work. Yeah, let's do craft. That way it's a bit of a plainer, breaks up the patterns a little bit. It's in the same colour tones, which is good. So I'll stick that on there. And then I'll just cut it out. Since there's no pattern that I really want, it doesn't really matter. It's great. Beautiful. Make sure that's all stuck. Yeah, that's good. So I think I'll still stick with this on this page. Yeah, I like that. Now I don't want to make this too thick. I thought about using some chipboard or something, but I think it's going to be too fat, which makes me think I need it to keep it. Yeah, it'll make everything bulge. Let's go nice and flat on this. I might use a bit more book page as well. Tear another bit out. The D's. And maybe just run with a little bit. Pull that bit off. A little bit on the D's. That's good. The way you're sort of tying your theme in a little bit, but you're still adding to keep the theme running. That's good. It's actually okay if it hangs out too. I like that. I'm going to stick the photos, since the photo's a bit harder. Easier to stick the tape on this because it's a bit firmer. Harder, firmer, whatever you want to call it. Just so it sticks to the thing okay. But I'm going to stick this because it's quite thin, just with some, just with a glue stick. All right, where are we going to put this first? I'm going to put that about there, since it sits nicely in the middle. And then pop this behind. And I don't mind if it overhangs slightly. It's got Dalai Lama. Couldn't do that again if I tried. Don't mind that. That way it hangs off a little bit as well. Because it still fits. Still fits. Perfect. So then we need to just do a little bit of journaling about that. I'll come back to that, I think. And then the other side, I'm going to do a little thing about the water bottles. And this one's about the brook coming up. So I think I'll do one in the middle and one there. But again, I think I might add a little bit of pattern paper or something to break it up in our theme. So I think I have a little bit of, I've got a little bit of this left. We could probably use a little bit of that on here. I'm going to rip the top like I've ripped the others so it all works. And then run with that. And used a little bit of, I'll put that in the middle. So that goes there. And you just make it work. See, I've got a couple little holes there. Doesn't really matter. I'm just going to move my photo over slightly. That will be good. I'm just going to turn that down. Perfect. All right. Actually, I'll stick this on the tape. It's a bit thicker. Stick all the others on the tape. It's the thinner stuff that always sits a bit better with the glue stick. Right. God. Getting it a little bit. Done. Alright, now the thing with this is that the words go that way. So you sort of got to work with the words. But that's alright. Good way of using up scraps and things like this, because it's not a big area. And it just sits okay. Beautiful. And we're just going to put that on there. Look at that. You wouldn't even know that was a scrap piece of paper. Would you? Nope. Definitely not. Looks like it was meant to be. It's good how you can cover holes and things when you need to. Whatever you need to do. Whoa, I got that bit wrong, didn't I? Must have been a little bit lower. A little bit lower. tape. Much easier with the scissors. That's good. I'll bring that. And then this can go on the top. Scissors again. That's good. Two separate little stories. So I might use a little flake ball for these. Find something that works. That's too blue. There is a black one. I wonder if I can find another one that size would be perfect. Oh, that could work too. Too big. I think they're too big. That might be too big slightly. Unless I use that one, tuck him under a little bit. And add that to that page and then put something in the middle. No, too much black. Too much black. Different colour. Need a different colour of some kind. And I think they need to be plainish. Because this is going inside. What colour have we got on the other side? No, nothing yet. It's not really that blue, is it? No, slightly different. Ooh. Ooh, that could work. Yes, what do you think? Do two, one will be about one, and the other one will be about the... What do I do it a bit lower? Yeah, make that about that one. I could use one of these that's heaps smaller, but it would fit, but I don't know if it's enough for journaling. Let's cut this out and see how it works. Nope. That could work. I think that will be okay. Problem is trying to fit in all these photos, and these two just are not about the same thing. But I think that's okay. You get the idea, and then that one goes with that one. All right, stick it in. And then I need to put something in the middle just to break them up, I think. So that's covering a little bit of the floor and the table, but that's okay. And then this goes perfectly with the background and these sort of colours. So I think I'll just line it up with the edge here. That way they're separate. You're talking about two different things. About that one. Still a bit lost, isn't it? What if I... Oh, I've got this. I could chop it down a little bit. Because it's huge. Or do I want to chop it down? I think it's too black. It's too long. If I chop it. What do you guys think? I think it goes with the colouring. sort of works. Maybe I need to put it that way a bit more so it's got more of the colour showing. Yeah, let's run with that. Let's do it. I know it's a bit muted, but I've only ever got like a purpley colour. This blue and purple, and you can't see much of the purple through anything, so that's what makes me not want to, why the colour. Oh, you know what I could do? Let's cut the purple off. I like that idea. I know it's supposed to be there, but it's, you'll never know. Once I trim this down a little bit, you'll never know the purple was there. Yes, that's better. I just think the other one's just not quite dark enough. Like it's a bit muted, blends into the background a little bit, I think. So, one good way of changing things up. And if I had purple in the background paper, I probably would use that and just leave it as is. But because there's no purple, and it's like a plummy colour, it's not really purple, so to speak. Yes, that's better. Do I need the black? I think I do. I think I do. Just got to chop a bit more off that bit. I can see a bit of purple there. That's better. Let's do it. Yes, it ties in great with that colouring. A little bit of black behind it. I think if I had too much black, if I hadn't used the whole thing, it would have been a bit too much. But that little bit sticking out, I think, is good. What do you guys reckon? Yes? Does it work? The other one works on this one. Again, it's a bit lost, isn't it? I could stick that in there. That would make it stand out a bit more. Turn it on an angle. Make that go out there. What does the other one look like? On the other side. Oh, it's got a round bit. I think I'll just cut it down a little bit more. I think it's okay like that. Oh, I'm not sure. But it ties in, right? If I do that, I do that one on that side, that one on that side. Or do I just trim these in so it looks like a... Yeah, that's better. I think that's better. Still look lost? Touch. Let's do a little bit of ink around the sides. Let's see if that makes it stand out a little bit more. Okay, let's ink these edges so they stand out a little bit. It's a bit hard to get down the sides, but we might run a pen down there. Once you've got a little bit of something. I think that's okay, even if I didn't get all the way down the sides. Just ink pad. Yeah, that's a bit better, isn't it? It makes it stand out just that little bit more. But I do need to put this on a bit of an angle. Maybe like that. So then this piece can sit out a bit. What do you guys think? Yeah? think I'm going to go with it. It will work. Ooh. Using up bits as well, which is good. It will work. I'm going to stick that down a little bit just so if there's anything hanging off, it might get a bit stuck. Move it on a bit more of an angle. See, I put these on an angle. I just don't put my photos. It's not my favourite, but it will work, I think. I'm just going to move up, bend up the photos a bit, the flowers, petals a little bit. I like the other one better because it's just that bit darker. I'm going to do the same on this side. Bend these petals a little bit so it's got a bit of difference. Not too much that it's not going to fit. That's good. That looks good. Beautiful. All right, I think we're getting somewhere. So I need to come up with, look at that, and it still fits. Not that I'm going to close it, but it's nice to be able to just sit that in there. Well, I don't think it's going to close. It's not going to stay sharp, put it that way. Even if you tucked it, it wouldn't stay sharp. It would fit, I don't think. No, we're just going to leave it open. And that piece will be sitting there. I think I'll put a little tab on it though, so that you know to pull it out and have a look. And it still shines through as well. That's a good thing about vellum. It's sturdy enough that it'll hold, but it'll also show a bit of detail. Because this page is very plain. I haven't added anything extra to it yet, so I'm going to add some stickers and things like that, which should go okay. But yeah, it's coming up all right. And how many photos have we used? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 photos in a 2-page spread with a flip. So I'm pretty happy with how all that's come together. It's good. All right, I think I will do a bit of my journaling now. And I won't make you sit through that. I'll go off camera and do that now. And then I'll come back to you with all my journaling done. Okay, back in a minute. Okay, done all my journaling. So I've added some details here, added lots of journaling. I actually added an extra couple of those little tiny tabs. These ones, the little printables, and cut them and just put the dates pretty much. That was Thursday, waiting for Alfred, and this one was when the rain had arrived. So I just added those little guys in as well for something a little bit different. And I added a little tab as well I found in the die cuts. Yeah, and talked about the empty shelves and then did some journaling on both of those photos. So liking how that has come about. What I might do though is just add a bit of a border around the outside, I think, just to finish all that off so it all ties together. I like borders. I like putting borders on things. I think they look more finished. Some things I do, some things I don't. Just depends, but I think this needs a border. I think it'll look more finished. Yeah, I like that. I might just do a little bit of doodles here and there. I might do a little bit down this side. There we go. That's on that one. So I'll do the same on this side. It's actually become quite sturdy now that I've put 2 lots of pattern paper on that bit of scrap packaging. It's turned out quite a good, nice and sturdy. It's not bending hardly at all, so which is good. It will fit nicely in that pocket, and it's not too fat. I've tried to keep it the least amount of embellishments so it's not too lumpy bumpy, and it'll fit in that bit nicely. And we might go down here. There we go. So that should fit nicely in there. Look at that. Brilliant. Love it. So yes, these little vellum, I love this sort of stuff. So you can still see that there's something in there, but you can't, it's sort of masked a little bit, but you can definitely see it, which is cool. I like that. So now I'm just going to go back and add a few little bits and bobs. I found this little printable that I thought I would add somewhere, and which sort of works, real life. It was real life at the time. We were very lucky, we weren't affected. Brisbane was pretty lucky actually. There was a few trees down and things like that, and some people lost power because of trees mainly. But I might stick that down there actually, that's real life. Yeah, no, I think I need to stick it down there. I can't really stick it there because it'll cut into the photo too much, so I think that will tie in okay. Oh, excuse me. So I'll add that just with a bit of glue stick. I think I'm just going to add it down the bottom. I'm not going to cut over that too much. Maybe a little tiny bit. There we go. Because yes, it was real life. I like that. Ties a bit of the blue in as well, which is good. So then what I did, I grabbed a little bit of washi tape in colours. I picked these 3 colours, which I think will go quite nicely. I've got mine all on a wall, so I just pull bits off as I need them. So hence why I've just pulled off some bits. So I thought I might start with the blue. The blue's got some little gold hearts, which will match in quite well with this. So I might pop that on the top there. And I love ripping mine in half. I don't know how you guys use your washi, but I love putting, actually, I think I'll stick it across there. I love adding washi and tearing it. I don't tend to use it as a full piece. I don't know, must be a quirk. The bit didn't turn out really well, but this, I quite like that. I can put that on the top and then rip this little bit in half. Put that across there. One more bit. Too much blue on that corner. No, I'm going to leave that bit for a minute. All right, I'm going to add some bit of green. I probably don't need as much green because the background's a bit green, so I might put a little bit of green there. I don't think I need it on that page, really. I could probably put it on this one. I might turn that upside down and put it on there. And I might use this bit on the top for the top. That works. Don't need much green on this side either, I don't think. So I'll add some pinky pieces. Yeah, I think I'll stick that in there because that works okay. It ties all that in. I'll even put a little bit down here because this page is a bit plainer. That's good. I like that. I'll chop that in half just for a little bit on the top here, so it works with that piece. So that's just on our deck, so you can't really notice too much. And then I might pop that under there. Yeah, that's good. I like that. All right, what can we add in here? We might add some green in this one. And I might pop that down in here. That works. What about the other side? Yeah, let's add some green in here. Oop. I'm going to put this bit. I'll put that there. That's quite good. And I might grab a little bit more pink, got that peachy colour, and add a little bit more peach to this bit. Yeah, it's quite nice. I like these ones. I can't remember where I bought these ones. They might be Spotlight ones. I'm not sure. Do I add that piece there? And maybe a piece underneath in here. Or, although this looks like it could do with a bit more peach, doesn't it? Let's add that bit there. And that piece, let's add on this side. That's good. That's incorporated lots of colour, blended it all together. That's good. I like. All right, so now what I'm going to do is go through, I've picked out a few stickers. So I've got lots of different, they're all different colours and stuff. I thought worked okay. It's, have I got March? Well, I've got March in a blue. It's not quite the right blue, but I've had these forever, so these will not be sticky. I can guarantee that. Oh, they actually come off in one piece though. I have had these forever. Don't know if I like that. Not sure I do. I might leave those off. Not sure about that one. What else have I got? It's not the right blue, is it? It's too bright. No, let's not use that. And there's a few here that worked out pretty well. Oh yeah, ate this and loved it. Let's use that on this piece. Let's put it down there. I know it's grey, but it's neutral, so I think it will work okay. What else have I got? Go team, working out. Live up to the hype. Maybe I'll put that on there. I don't know if Alfred lived up to the hype, but he definitely came with a bit of a bang. But Cyclone's a cyclone, right? I don't know if I like it there. I don't know if I like it there. I'm gonna pop that on there. Live up to the hype. Happy hour, hanging out with nature. It's good food, good mood. That could work. So where do I put it now that I've... No, that's not. We've already got one sticker there. I think let's just run with that one, which is good. Let's do that. Next page. Listening and loving. I could do that. Or there is game on. Well, it's not really game on in that photo, is it? It's a bit cutesy. Let's leave that. What else have we got? Nope, I think that's it for those ones. What else have I got? I've got these that I could add some bits to today. Nope. Do we have one of these that I liked the look of? I've got two little houses left. Do you reckon I can use up the houses? I reckon I probably could. Let's put them down here. Put them down where Ella is. The little house. And I also got these little clips. Maybe I could use some of these clips on something. Put that there. Yeah, that's okay. I like that. And although I might have to glue stick him down. What could I do with the other one? Nah. I think I need to leave it on this page. What if I put it on that one? I think I need to put it on this one. There we go. Used up 4 more stickers, which is good. And then I really liked this one over here that's got favourite photo, but oh yeah, it is the same as that colour. I'll pop that on there. Yeah, I'm going to stick that on there. That's cute. Alright, so last but not least, I've got hearts and hearts. I thought I could use a few of these up. Let's do it. Let's go crazy with these. What colour though? Not quite the right colouring, are they? Let's just do a few. We could probably just do, actually maybe make that a bigger one, because that's the right tealy colour. I might just stick some of these down with a glue stick. That's a very old sticker, that one. Put out some green on this one. Yeah, let's put a little green one on that one. Excuse me. Yellow too. Yellow is a little bit on the yellow side, but it's okay. Where am I going to stick that? No, I'm just going to leave those there. I might stick that yellow one there. On that, that's 1, 2, there's 3 on that page. Pink's not the right pink, it's too pink. I need to be using the greens and the yellows and things, so let's use a yellow down here. That sort of goes with both of those. Yellows, and maybe it's a lot of green. Maybe yellow is the go. Yeah, let's go yellow. Or green. Too green. Let's go with this green. Oh, I've got one over here. Yeah, that's better. Green. I quite like that. I think that's enough. I think stop. Although I do need to put something little on this one. Do I put another? No, you know what? I'm going to leave that. I'm just going to leave that as is. That will sit in there, which will be nice. Beautiful. All right. I think I'm done. I think that's how I want to leave it. So this is all about Cyclone Alfred. I'm going to bring it a little bit closer to the camera so you can see lots of the elements and stuff like that, which is, it's better, it's good, come out really nice. So then if I turn the page, we can see a little bit more of what's going on there. Sorry about the glare, but yeah, all the little stickers, all about our cyclone, our first cyclone here in Brisbane in 50 years, which was probably just like a storm, but that's okay. Yeah, came up really nice. So I'm happy with how all this came about and how it all came together. It's quite good. I like, and I used up so many photos, which is the name of the game. So all printed on my selfie printer in, 2-ups and 4-ups. in different size and orientations and things, so to match the photos. So yeah, I hope you like this. Enjoyed it, followed along. It was a long one tonight, but yeah, it's another one ticked off my list. So anyway, thanks for watching. Hope to see you next time. Bye.